India's retail maverick Kishore Biani, who ruled over India's retail business with his flagship stores Big Bazaar, now has hit the rock bottom. The situation was so bad that he was about to default on the loan payment valued around 16,000 crores. But somehow got saved by the COVID-19 as government deferred the interest payment for a couple of months, and that came as a relief for the crisis hit Future Group. Though the same COVID-19 also worsened the sales of its retail outlets. And one biggest factor for the consistent decline in the sales of Big Bazaar is the rise of e-commerce market in India. Though Big Bazaar tried to venture with collaborations with Amazon, but this Kishore Biani led Future Group never tried to enter the e-commerce space like Walmart did by taking over Flipkart with a strategic investment. Mr. Kishore Biani is hailed as the Sam Walton of Walmart fame of Indian retail sector. And Big Bazaar is the Indian version of highly successful Walmart. And Big Bazaar ruled Indian retail space for more than 2 decades by finally yielding the top spot to Reliance Retail. But things didn't get fine as the loan defaults were pretty much a reality. But then enters the scene India's monopoly maker and the motabhai of business, Mukesh Ambani. Future Group lenders have been saved by Mukesh Ambani-led Reliance from a $2.2 billion hit on their exposure to Future Group conglomerate. And the company announced its sale of all its business to Reliance Industries for 24,000 crores. After the deal, Ambani's Reliance Retail venture will hold close to 13% in Kishore Biani's Future Enterprise Limited and will take over debt of around 12,000 crores. This deal is significant because of one very special reasoning, as Reliance Retail prevented the sale of Future Group to Amazon, who held close to 10% shares in Future Coupons, a venture of Future Retails. Amazon wanted to increase its strategic investment into Future Group. In normal words, Amazon wanted to own the Big Bazaar and compete in India's retail market. But Reliance saw this opportunity to keep Amazon out of the retail market. And by owning Reliance Retail's biggest challenger, the Big Bazaar was the closest competitor to the Reliance Retail. So it's a massive deal for the Reliance Group, as they not only kept the Amazon out, but also kind of created their own monopoly in the retail sector. As the closest competitor to Reliance Retail is Radhakishan Damani-led DMart, which is 5 times less than Reliance in market capitalization. Let me give you an idea about how the two businesses of DMart and Reliance Retail functions very differently in retail. With Reliance Retail acquiring Future Retails, India's richest man Mukesh Ambani struck down one major competitor in the industry and now is left with just one more, India's second richest man Radhakishan Damani. The Indian retail industry, which is valued around $635 billion, will now see competition grow between Ambani-led Reliance Retail and Damani-led DMart. While Ambani has size, scale and technology on his side, he has a weaker foothold in the grocery segment that is literally emerging as the bread and butter segment of all retail chains. Even though Damani might have seen a fast rise to take the second richest spot in India, Ambani's wealth is 5 times more than his. Ambani has got a net worth of $80 billion, while Radhakishan Damani has just $16 billion. कितना मजाक लगता है ना, $80 billion और सिर्फ $16 billion. Higher exposure to some of the most impacted Indian districts and store closures in April manifested into severe footfall loss and revenue loss for DMart. While Reliance Retail, along with its thousands of stores across Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, has also established its own online venture with JioMart. JioMart has sprung into action during the lockdown and expanded its offering in close collaboration with Facebook-owned WhatsApp. By the way, Facebook is also the biggest investor in Reliance Retail now. And Reliance Retail, whose revenue is currently driven by consumer electronics, will see a boost with the strong presence of Big Bazaar in grocery and fashion. As a whole company, the variety in Reliance Retail's offerings will also expose it to the cyclical nature of demand. For instance, Some of the luxury products like the Hamleys toys or its partnership with global brands of apparel, Burberry, Armani, Steve Madden, Superdry, may take some time to recover from the COVID-19 crisis. So to escape that demand problem in the luxury offering of Reliance Group, Ambani has placed their cards on the grocery segment that is famously called the money bag of the future. As according to Goldman Sachs report, Ambani's e-commerce bet JioMart is poised to sell half of all online grocery in India, which is expected to see 5 million orders every day by 2024. 2024 तक हर रोज़ 5 मिलियन ग्रोसरी ऑर्डर्स प्लेस किए जाएंगे हर रोज़, और उसका कम से कम आधा रिलायंस रिटेल लेके जाने वाला है. And now the $635 billion industry will see a fight for dominance and will test whether Damani's focus and resilience will be able to withstand the money power of Ambani, which doesn't seem to be happening. Reliance Retail, with almost 12,000 stores, bought Future Retail, which has just 1,500 stores. It was done just to throw its closest competitor out. Now I guess you know why Ambani bought Future Group. Basically, Reliance did not want the Amazon or any other retail giant to enter India's retail market. So after telecom and 5G, Reliance is creating a monopoly or duopoly in the retail sector now.